Holy man, these are stressful times. Our schedules are off. There's all these limitations on what we can and can't do. Developing a wellness plan seems so difficult right now. So, what I want to do with you is walk you through how I'm developing a wellness plan despite all of these challenges. Okay, so I've been away for a really long time. If you're following this channel, if you follow me on any other channel, if you're one of my paid students, you realize that I haven't been doing YouTube videos for a really long time, and I'm super sorry. It's not that I don't want to, it's that I've been away because of heavy stress. Ugh. Yeah, and now everyone seems to be sharing in that, and I've had all of these negative effects, including weight gain, because of this stress that I've been under. If you've been following Uproots Wellness, or even, everybody really knows this, I think, despite whether or not they've heard it from somebody else before. But we all know that inner work creates outer results. Whether you've ever heard that sentence before, that's what I always say with my Uproots Wellness students, is that inner work, doing work on our mental, emotional, spiritual selves, that is the fundamental to creating outer results. Okay, so it isn't about whether or not you work out, it isn't about dieting, etc. It really is, it starts with your mind, emotions, and spiritual. So when your mind and emotions and spirit are off for any reason, you cannot have wellness. Okay, so you cannot get to those goals that you want, like being in your ideal body. So all of my paid students know, and a lot of if you're on my email list, the students that work closer with me, they know that I always share my own limitations and my own challenges with them, because I am far from perfect. What I'm doing in Uproots Wellness is figuring things out as I go, and then developing methods and tools for you guys to, pick in and take what's working for you. So there are a lot of limitations to my wellness routines that, I will have made up for my own limitations with these kind of hacks. I'm not very disciplined. Okay, so that's one of my really big drawbacks in maintaining a wellness routine, is that I'm not very disciplined, and I also I lose motivation, right? If it's not because I'm getting excited about something else, it's because I just don't want to. I'm really laid back by nature, so I am definitely the kind of person who loses motivation. So my typical responses to that, I find these little hacks, okay? Because I think that if you really want to make big goals, you're never going to always want to do them. So you have to kind of work with yourself and learn to kind of hack yourself out. So the way that I deal with kind of discipline, for instance, when I'm running, I started running after never having been able to run growing up and having serious, severe mental blocks to running. I got through those blocks with a lot of techniques that we use in Uproots Wellness, but the way that I trick myself out into continuing on and continuing going is that I go through a loop. So I'd enter this national park that was this big 6K loop. So when I went in one side, I have to finish the loop to get out, So I have these kind of hacks where it's my chilled, laid back, limitation, that limiting thing within me can still maintain what I need to maintain to get to my goal, which is, doing the 6K. I just go in the loop and have to finish. Another one is motivation, motivation to go and not just the endurance thing, keep going up to my goal, but the motivation to get up and go to work out or whatever. So the way that I hacked my like limitations, because I'm the kind of person, if I work out myself, okay, I will do like 7 sun salutations. That's like max, and just be like, oh, I feel great. Like that's enough for me. Like I go to classes, right? I go to yoga classes. I go to Pilates classes in order to make myself finish, right? Like, because like you're in a class, so you have to finish, right? And I always feel fantastic after, but I need that kind of structure in order to like get my friggin' lazy, chilled out, laid back self to not just be satisfied with doing 7 sun salutations, or 3, you know, that's usually like more like 3, and keep going. And the way that I get over the motivation aspect is you know how there's schedules for like yoga or Pilates, a lot of these gyms that do classes, you can set up your schedule in advance, and then they have like, there's like negative repercussions for you canceling class within 24 hours. So I just schedule them out, and then when I lose motivation, which is definitely almost always like within 24 hours before the class, I can't cancel because there's repercussions, right? So these are the kind of some of the ways that I have like hacked myself out to have a wellness routine in the past that really, really worked for me. But now we have all of these extra challenges. So, one, we move somewhere where I have to drive an hour. We live way far out into the country. I have to drive an hour just to get to a Pilates class. But that doesn't even matter because, like, after 2 weeks after we got here, they closed all the studios. You know, we're all in quarantine. I can't go to classes. Nobody can go to classes. And so I've taken to running, you know, so we're going into the national parks and choosing routes that were the specific amount of time and length that I wanted to run, you know, to as part of my wellness routine. And they just closed the parks today. So now we're going to have to figure out how the heck I'm going to have a wellness routine that works, because you know it's not an option to be super stressed out. It's not an option not to have inner well-being, because wellness is absolutely necessary for anything you want to do. This is what creates success, okay? Like wellness, well-being, fitness, all those things, they do not just equate to like looking good. Screw looking good, okay? This is the foundation to having career success, having the relationships that you desire, being able to show up in your life as your authentic self, okay? That is a level of wellness. So this is just the most important thing that we can possibly focus on in our lives, and it just got totally hard. But there's really good news in that too. In this ripping apart of all of our frameworks that we have for our wellness, you have your classes or your little hacks, you know, you have your national parks that you can go hiking to, and all of that stuff being taken away from us right now means that it's 100% up to us. The ball is totally in our court. And I don't think we're ever going to have another opportunity like this to really look at ourselves and look at what we need. Look at how we are relating to ourselves inside, and how we can creatively go about ensuring that we're good. We're good within, and therefore we're creating the best possible scenarios that we can without. Okay, so we have to develop a wellness plan from scratch. And in doing so, you know, what we really need to come up against, the number one thing that we need to come up against is what I call the niggles. Okay, so you can make a wellness plan for yourself. I know, we got to get up and do the yoga or whatever. If you're like me and you do 3 or 7 sun salutations and you're like, I'm good, I feel good, that's awesome, done. It's like 8 minutes in and you're like, you're good, you got your wellness on the go. What comes up for us, maybe we wake up and we don't even want to do the 3 sun salutations. What I call that is a niggle. So you've made this decision, we can make a wellness plan. I don't know, tell me in the comments if you've actually made a wellness plan for this time and have fallen through already, okay? Because I freaking have, and I would like to know that, like, I'm not alone in this. So what happens when you make that wellness plan? You vow that you're gonna get up and you're gonna do that yoga, and then you wake up and you just have second thoughts. You think about other things, or you'd rather do that, or you put it off. Those are called the niggles. So a lot of our work in Uproots Wellness is uncovering really deep reasons that are blocking you from being totally well. So one of the things I always teach, because we all know what we need to do, okay? So you don't need me to tell you that you need to do yoga and drink water and, manage your stress and meditate and all this stuff. I mean, you know that, okay? You know more than I do what you actually need. But what we need to come up against is the niggles, but what the niggles oftentimes really represent are really deep-seated, rooted kind of blocks to our wellness. So what I want for you to do in first exercise in developing your wellness plan is, go back to that wellness plan you made, or create a new one. Create like a daily routine. Let's try and focus on things we're going to do every single day. So waking up and doing, 30 minutes or 60 minutes of yoga every single day is totally fantastic for your body. That is not too much working out. So let's focus on things that you're comfortable with committing to doing every single day, because even if we do it then for 5 days a week, it's still fantastic, and it's much easier to get a routine going when you're doing something every day. So drinking water, drinking like, drinking 2 liters of water, 8 cups of water, all of these little things, doing mindfulness eating. Okay, so those are like 3 phantasmic things that you can do for your holistic wellness right away. But you can make your own wellness plan. Like I said, I know what you need way better than even I do. So make your wellness plan, and I want you to take notice of the niggles, okay? Because first off, you need to expect that they are going to come, because they are. Okay, and you're gonna lose to the niggles sometimes. So also forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for all the past losing to the niggles. Forgive yourself for the future losing to the niggles. And as much as you possibly can, bring mindfulness to those moments when you get the no's, the no I don't want to's, the oh buts, or maybe I'll do that later, all of the little niggles. And ask yourself, is this like just a passing feeling of mine, or is this a pattern? So is this my mind kind of making up excuses because, I don't want to expend energy right now? Or is this a pattern? Am I especially stressed out because I had an argument with my roommate the other day because we've been together 24/7 for 3 weeks? Or is this like actually a pattern that I see in my life in the way that I respond? Okay, so when you find that you've got a pattern of response, or when something happens and your emotions, your reaction to that thing is so hardcore that you're like kind of debilitated to take care of your wellness, I want you to journal it out. So talk to yourself with this prompt. I've got a freebie for a daily planner that you can do every day for your ideal health and your ideal body to plan out your wellness day. But in addition to that, I want you to journal it out using this prompt. Is this a passing feeling, or is this a pattern of my responses? And then I want you to work it out with yourself, niggle by niggle. Okay, so you can download your free journal below. A lot of it is it's based off of Brendon Burchard's High Performance Planner, but what I've done is I actually scratch out all of the prompts in my High Performance Planner and put new ones. So I've just created like a free PDF that is all of my daily journaling scheduling prompts, and I've also included some of the Uproots Wellness Ideal Body facets and the districts, so that mental, emotional, spiritual, physical wellness we're talking about. So you can get that below, and then sign up to follow me, and we'll take a wellness journey together. And you can see my progress coming up against my limitations, dealing with my discipline and my motivation, and how I'm hacking it. And I'll have new tips for you as I work this out with myself. So you can take advantage of me doing the inner work to get outer results. I'll see you next time, guys.